Yeah.
Instant gratification. I hate waiting.
Screw it. We'll do it live.
One of those American things. We want it, and we want it freaking now. Just waiting for YouTube to catch up.
One day.
There's YouTube. Hey, guys and girls and everybody else. Welcome to Spectator Mode Podcast, episode 61. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because the Australian down there wants to make fun of us Americans. So we're going to allow that right after we do our opening intro. So stay tuned to the next 15 seconds. This shall be interesting to say the least. Where is it? So welcome back to Spectator Mode, episode 61. I am Keith Mitchell. The gentleman to the right of me is Rob, and the Australian who's going to make fun of us is Carl. What is up, everybody? Before you make fun of us, I gotta say real quick, I lost what I was gonna say.
We are dumb.
With that, we are dumb. I had something interesting to say, but I totally forgot about it. So you know what? We're not going to jump into the games we played just yet because our friend down there has a PSA for us. So take it away.
Let her rip.
All right. So first of all, my views are not expressed by Shang Tsung up here.
Shang Tsung. The background.
Nor do they represent the Outerhaven as a whole. It's more so myself being represented at this time. Basically saying, y'all Americans are fucking dumb.
Have you seen our president?
Yes, I've seen President Cheeto. And it looks like Cheeto dipped in fucking Twisty dipped in what are those fucking the little witch finger things?
Oh wow!
Whatever the fuck they are, it's covered in Cheeto dust. More orange than fucking some of the oranges I have sitting here on my phone.
All I can think of are Takis. I don't know why.
More orange than the fucking Cheetos covered in fucking nacho dust and all that shit. But you know, that idiot aside, I gotta say, in general, I'm just seeing how dumb the generalized population of America are. You know,
hey man, it's not all of us. It's not.
I know it's not all of you. There's plenty of nice guys over there in America. I've got plenty of good friends over there. But I gotta say, like, your general population is fucking dumb. You have the highest infection rate going with this virus.
Wait, do we? I thought another country surpassed us.
No. You are number one, sir. You know, America's got to be number one in everything, including destroying the world. So, you know, your infection rate is almost doubling that of China when it hit its peak. So,
nah, China's lying. They're lying. They're totally lying. They're lying, man.
It depends on if you believe the Cheeto or not. But look, even they've been able to successfully get this down and start, you know, lifting restrictions, everything else. Meanwhile, your people are taking to the fucking streets going, our freedoms have been impeached and breached, and you know, you have no right to make us stay at home and this, that, and the other.
You know what? I agree with you there. I literally want to slap the hell out of all those people, every last one of them, because
and yet, you know,
I agree with China. I agree with them.
But it's
stay
like
home. Lock them in your houses. Don't come out.
It's like, exactly. Stay home. You would have found that your infection rate would have dropped dramatically by now, and you'll probably be at the point where restrictions would have been lifted properly anyway. You know, look, you know, I hate to fucking brag, but look at Australia. In that same time, we have become one of the lowest countries for infection rates worldwide with this virus.
My wife was rubbing it in my face about this because the Caribbean Virgin Islands is very, very low as well. And I'm like, well, you're surrounded by a freaking ocean. If they lock down the ports and the airports,
not much coming and going there.
It's like, you can't get there.
But even here it is, you know, you guys are landlocked between Canada and Mexico, and yet their infection rates combined don't even get 3/4 of yours.
Yeah, don't get me started.
So, you know, at this rate, America is going to be the last country on the planet to have restrictions lifted for your economy to get back on track.
No. Restrictions are going to get lifted regardless.
And to be declared safe for travel.
There. I mean, we're going to get the travel restriction is going to get rescinded because everybody's complaining about freedom.
Well, fine. It's going to be great if you're flying inside the US. You try sending a plane out of that country, and there's going to be no airport on the fucking planet that's going to allow you guys to disembark.
Good.
Which is good. Which is the way it should be, personally speaking. But the thing is, a lot of the things for your economy, just like ours, relies on tourism.
I gotta say, thanks for bringing down this podcast, for making us feel so sad. Just to add to that.
Basically, I'll wrap it up very quickly. Look, stop protesting, stay the fuck inside, let the shit do what it's supposed to do and drop because you people are staying inside instead of spreading the virus by protesting, you dumb motherfuckers. And then
we don't believe in the virus. The virus is fake. It's not real.
Yeah, well, it's been real enough for, 250,000 dead people.
We'll just put bleach into our veins. We'll be fine.
It's all right. Our president told us to, so we can do it.
God. Yeah, that's safe to do.
And putting this into helpful numbers, looking at the current count, United States has 1.1 million cases. Out of that, there's 3.4 million in the world.
Yeah, so you're taking...
We have a third.
You will have 1/3 of the world's total. Yeah, you have a look at Australia. We barely break 10,000.
There's none in Antarctica. Can I go there?
Yeah, go to Antarctica. It's too cold for anything to survive there. So
good luck getting a cruise to get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Start swimming now. You might make it by next year.
If I don't die, freeze to death.
Yeah, that's true. But I just wanted to say, it's like at this important time, even as a gaming podcast, we always make sure to say to everybody, stay the fuck at home. Make sure that you're with your loved ones if you can be. Do stuff online. The world can still continue.
Do something, anything. Just
do something easy. There's plenty of games out right now.
I was going to say, play more video games. That's the most appropriate thing we can say.
And you know what? Even when you do leave the house, because I do the same thing. I have to go places. I gotta go to the store or not. Do what the thing's supposed to do. Wear your mask. Stand your 6 feet apart. I'm watching people go to the stores and they're not wearing a mask, and I'm going,
yeah.
The sign says wear a freaking mask, and yet the stores are letting them in. The governor of Delaware said if you don't have a mask, you're breaking the law. But yet they're walking through these stores, and I'm going, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But at the same time, don't be extremely paranoid to the point where you're taking your food home, and if it's covered in plastic, you're spraying it down with fucking Windex and cleaning it to get all the
No, our president told us to do that.
The president is a fucking moron. Why are you still listening to him?
I don't. It's hilarious.
But like, this is the thing. Like, I worry for all you guys over there. Like, all of my friends in America, and I have quite a few, like, not just associated with the Outerhaven, but like, I'm worried about you guys, and I want to be able to, come over and see my friends.
Don't come here. Don't come here.
Yeah.
Don't come here.
Don't come here.
It's
Don't come
over.
here.
So my planning to come and help you with PAX East next year.
What PAX East?
There might be PAX East next year.
What? No. Try 2020. 2022.
2022.
The way that things are going, I mean, the numbers are just going up. These states, and I hate talking about this. These states are complaining about opening up all these jobs and everything, or opening up all the restriction because people can't work. I understand people want to work, but there's a lot of people out there just saying it because they can't go on the street and do their thing. They can't go out to the bars or hang out in the parks. Yeah. That's not important. Your health is important. Yeah. But they don't understand that.
See, we've reached the point down here where our infection rate is maybe 1 or 2 people a day in like our highly populated states like New South Wales and Victoria, where I am.
Yeah. We
are at the point where our stores, like our malls, were basically fucking empty for the last couple of months. As of this week, we have started opening them up again, and they're starting to come back to life, and people are coming out and they're spending. But the thing is, we go out there with our masks. We have hand sanitizer stations out the front of every store. We make sure we stay 1.5 meters apart, or you're 6 foot. And that's how we do it.
There should be a new law. If you're not standing 6 feet apart, you get punched in the face.
if my fist can reach your face, you're too close.
If I can slap you, you're too close. Back up.
But like even then, we still restrict like how many people in a store at a time. Most stores have a maximum.
They're doing that here now as well. They're now.
Yeah, but this is the thing. We've instituted all this after making sure we stay home. We stayed home for nearly a month and a half. And we're able to curb this.
You know what's the sad part about this is, Carl? If you look at the trackers right now for this in this country, it's the northeast region of the state is where it's heavily impacted. Like looking in the maps right now, it's again New York's got 300,000, New Jersey's got 120,000, Massachusetts got 66,000.
Yeah.
It's like I even saw Florida. I'm used to Florida doing stupid shit.
Oh, Florida went up there when they reopened the beaches. Florida started skyrocketing.
Yeah, like we opened our beaches. Yeah, we had a lot of people go to it, but we quickly had cops come along and say,
"Here's the thing. Here's the kicker." And we're going to talk about gaming, guys. We swear. Here's the kicker. I live in Delaware, obviously. When this started happening, I kept looking at Delaware. I was like, hey, Delaware's only got like 60 cases, then 100 cases, then 120 cases, then 130 cases, then 200 cases, then 400 cases, then 600 cases. We're at 1,000 cases. We're at 5,000 cases in Delaware, the smallest state. What the freak, people?
I'm in a very small rural state, like way up north, and I have 2,000 cases and counting. It's insane, and like. The county that I'm in only has like a few, or not even like 150-ish. And like even still, it's just like people are out in their masks every day. We don't have like a mask order, so we don't have to. And I personally just don't have any, so I've only worn one occasionally. But
if you want a mask, I will send you one. I brought 2 packs of actual masks, not the medical ones. We had a box of those. I'm going to send those to their local doctor because we got our new mask in today. So we got about 10 masks so we can rewash.
Yeah, we've got some cloth masks here. We were lucky enough that, surprisingly enough, I think it was 2 years ago at PAX, HyperX had them as a part of a like little swag bag bundle. We just happened to keep a couple here. So it was like, nice. Oh, we found them. Nice. But look, here's the thing, people. If you want your country to get better quickly, do the right thing. Don't go, oh my God, my freedom was because I want to work or whatever. Stay the fuck at home. Let the shit subside. Let the curve flatten. It can happen. It will happen. And if you know somebody that's going to go, oh, I'm going to go to one of these protests because my freedoms, wash your hands.
My freedom.
Put on a glove and slap the motherfucker.
Or just don't talk to them ever again.
No. Ever again. Wash your hands, put on a glove, slap the motherfucker, take the glove off, wash your hands again, and stay the fuck home.
Yeah, it's been a uniquely American thing that we've just kind of downplayed everything all the time. Like, even a lot of people,
barely any other country in the world, I've heard very little about protests about my freedoms, and except for the US. Like, even Europe, where I would expect this stuff to happen.
All right, I think we need to talk about games now, because we'll be on this topic for a very long time. Anyway, let's talk about video games.
Get back more video games.
We do apologize for that rant, but it was necessary. And yes, we're back to our normally scheduled podcast here. Games we played this week. I'm going to go first.
What's up?
Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 is all I've been playing. Actually, no, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. You want me to talk about Streets of Rage 4? You didn't want to check out my review at the end?
Well, it is games that we have played. I mean, you can do it.
Okay. So I'll try and talk about this game without being nostalgic, because this game plays heavily on nostalgic, but it also has a great combo system that was brought into the modern age. The game is phenomenal. The graphics are actually way better than people thought they would be. The controls are good. Huge character selection once you lock the retro character. So you get to play with the original Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 characters. The music is good. The music is very good. I don't care what people say. The music is great. I would say it's on par with the Streets of Rage 2. I mean, honestly, the game has been great so far. My only issue I have with the game is the online code has issues, and they are working on this. I talked to the developer, just said they are working on this. There's a patch coming out soon, And apparently there seems to be an issue if you're running the game on PC with AMD builds. I've been talking to a couple people, and they've been trying to replicate that, and they can't. But then they come back and say, we're on Intel. I'm like, well, I'm on AMD. And it randomly happens. It doesn't happen all the time. Other than that, it's a great game. It's a great game to play by yourself. Good game to play with people, local people, or online and local people. It's a good party game. It's just a great game. And I'm glad to see that the risk that Sega, Dynamo, Lizard Cube, and Gara Crush Games took, and it paid off. The game is being reviewed very well. The game is received very well. People cannot stop talking about it. And I'm really hoping it brings in a resurgence of yet more retro games, and hopefully go and work on another game. Because so far, Dynamo and Lizard Cube are 2-2. The first one being the Monster Boy reboot. So yeah, I can't say that's all Capcom. That's all Capcom. I want these guys to work on Shinobi or a Golden Axe. That would be good. A Golden Axe would be great. Outside of that, I did fire up Destiny 2 for all 5 minutes. I logged in, I played it. I was like, yeah, I don't have any interest in playing this game.
Did you get a beaver code at all?
I did get one. I got one.
Literally, I short tangent. I literally have tried to play this game more times than I would like to admit, and I have gotten a beaver code every time within 5 minutes of going to the tower. Within 5 minutes each time. Like, not even like, oh, it happens once and it goes away. Every time I've tried to go there, it's happened. I just like, I'm good. I'm just going to wait.
It's a shame.
I love the story stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love Destiny. I want to go back. All the stuff that they're bringing out is cool, but I can't play the game.
I'll go back when the evil triangles make their way to us, closer to us, which would be hopefully the next season.
Or the season after.
So I'm done for right now. I'm literally done. The Guardian games, I could care less. Don't really care. I don't care about grinding any more rep for Rasputin satellites. I don't care. I'm done. And I wasn't going to do it, but now I'm going to do it. And I'm fucking tired of Bungie trying to balance the game for PvP and PvE and fucking things up. Again, they messed up weapons. Go ahead.
Honestly, I'm just going to wait until the big expansion in the fall. Because, like, that, I think that's where they're going to do, like, the whole darkness spiel. Like, this is where the game changes, like they did with Shadowkeep. I'll be back then. Until then, though, I'll watch some cutscenes, get the story stuff that I want.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's disappointing right now because everybody knows by now that they want to hit nerf one of the exotics, Heartlight, because everybody was using it in PvP, and all the people that were usually dominated with hand cannons were crying. But yet, hand cannons are still
very good,
still overpowered, but they're not touching the hand cannons. No. Oh, everybody's using Heartlight. I can't do this against this person anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and nerf this weapon for you. But if you look at the actual patch notes, it's hey, we sort of kind of buffed it in PvE, but in PvE or PvP, fuck that. We nerfed the fuck out of that gun. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like big of a deal. It's an exotic.
It's an exotic.
It's not a rifle.
That was my whole thing. It's an exotic. The exotic. The whole point of an exotic is to be a powerful weapon. So you literally went against the actual lore of the game by saying this weapon is legendary. It's known for doing these things, and you went, oh, you know what? This is exotic means nothing. So that sets a very dangerous example where they can now go in and start nerfing other exotics because exotics means nothing anymore.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember Blizzard nerfing exotics or legendaries in World of Warcraft. It was, hey, you got this legendary and it's overpowered. Guess what? It's legendary. Sorry. So yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated with Destiny 2. I will not be going back and playing anytime soon, which is frustrating because I enjoyed the game, not so much enjoying it now.
Yep.
So I'm done.
Same.
I'm done. Rob, go for it.
So much for the idea of hey, we're gonna play that as out like we could.
I mean, if you want to jump in and play some Destiny 2,
no.
But I'm not gonna do any PvP. I'm done.
I was all for that last season, not this season.
I mean, but if you want to jump in, if you wanted us to level you up and get you story content, then I do that. But if you're talking about, hey, let's grind this rep, no, I'm good. I don't want no. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do bunkers.
I'm good.
Those bunkers are garbage. Bunkers are garbage. The deli is garbage.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Too grindy. Too annoying. bounty fatigue, all that. I mean, me personally, I'll jump in, segue, but I personally have replaced my shooters with a different shooter. I've been playing Modern Warfare a lot, specifically Warzone, because I mean that's like the big thing, you know. And it's a lot of fun. It's one of those battle royales where it's like very specifically in my interests that I enjoy. Whereas like, I don't know, Fortnite, don't like the building, can't do it. Apex is like, all right, but I don't play that much anymore. So I've been doing Warzone. It's literally a Call of Duty battle royale. If you like the way Call of Duty plays, then you should play it because it's fun. And I've just been doing that with friends because, I mean, gotta find something to do sometimes. So it's just like, yeah. But it is actually fun, and I enjoy it a lot. And they do a lot of cool stuff in it too, because they have like the whole the contract system that you can do as well, where you jump in and you do like a side mission in between the actual battle royale of just killing people so that you're the last to survive. Like,
I need a good first person shooter to play. I'm getting really tired. I really want something to play.
Yeah, I mean, well, all the stuff that you might not like about Modern Warfare is still there. So that's like an important caveat. If you don't like this game,
thanks.
It's just battle royale on top of it, you know. But I mean,
I don't think I've ever touched a Modern Warfare game, and I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, I love Call of Duty 4. That's one of my favorite games of all time. Modern Warfare 2 is just as good. But I mean, this game, I like it. There's clear drawbacks in it that a lot of people criticize, which I think is fair criticism. But it's just another Call of Duty. It's like one of those Call of Duties out of recent years that's actually been kind of worth playing, and that's kind of a rare thing nowadays, at least to me. Obviously, the average gamer will pick up every Call of Duty every year, and just, you know, it's not necessarily a commentary on that. It's just that, you know, my personal interest has been so lacking of the series lately that it's like a fresh take is kind of nice, even if it's not the best thing.
See, whereas I'm like, I want like a new Far Cry.
Aren't they working on one? I'm pretty sure they are.
I think it's going to be, because they supposedly are confirming for fiscal year 5 games. They've announced 4. So people are like,
is it one of them Watch Dogs Legion?
Yeah, so it's Watch Dogs,
Valhalla.
Assassin's Creed now.
Yep.
There was, I think, hold on,
there's that sports game they're working on.
Yeah. So it's Watch Dogs, now Valhalla, Gods and Monsters, and Rainbow Six Quarantine. So those are the 4 confirmed. So everybody's saying the 5th is going to be Far Cry 6. So
yeah, because I played 4 and 5. I did play the expansion to 5 as well.
Yeah,
and
how'd you like
I didn't mind them actually. I'd say the worst one was probably the expansion to 5 because it was, I don't know, there's something just didn't feel right about it.
Was it the protagonist?
I don't know. I think it was the overall story. I think trying to continue off such a great story was it just didn't fit to me. It's like it felt like I paid way too much for a really bad DLC expansion.
Bad DLC.
I personally got it on sale, so I agree with you there. I would have never bought it.
No, I bought it on sale too, and it was like I still felt ripped off. But like Far Cry 5, I absolutely love the story. I love the twist at the end and everything else. I absolutely love the game, especially because like I'm one of those people who loves the whole stay so like 600 feet back with a bow and arrow and just ping someone in the head because, you know, I know how an arrow arcs and everything.
I think I'm going to go back and play Titanfall 2 again, to be honest with you.
Good luck finding servers.
Yeah.
I don't want to play online. I just play for the single player.
Single player is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't care about
love that first.
I never care about the multiplayer. It was always about the single player campaign.
I did like Far Cry 5 a lot. There was something about the story that just felt, I don't know. It was stereotypical to me. I didn't really enjoy it, but the gameplay loop was a lot of fun. I'm all about just running around, get the settlement or whatever, and then
like those settlements. I loved hiding up in the forest and just pinging people from a distance. It was great.
Super fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
and co-op.
Co-op as well.
Yeah, it was great.
Unfortunately, I never got to play co-op, so maybe you and I should should talk about doing co-op runs.
Oh, I'm down. I'll have to install the game again, but I'm down.
Yeah, so like,
yeah.
But as like just to continue on with our actual topic, which is what you've been playing, I was going to be playing Streets of Rage 4, like Keith told me to,
but
I got distracted.
Oh, God, what are you playing?
I booted up Xbox Game Pass the other day.
What are you playing?
Streets of Rage 4 was on there, so I found one by an Australian indie developer called Moving Out.
People have been talking about that game actually.
Yeah, it's a very simple game. You're you move people and you're just moving stuff out of a house.
Maybe maybe my daughter should play that so she gets the hint.
It is, but it's a very weird thing. Like you're literally picking up stuff and you just throw it out a window. Why? Because you can. I don't know. It's just like this is stupid little. Like something I'd expect on a mobile game or something, but it's one of those things that's been really addictive. I started playing it, and it's got later and later in the night, and I'm like, just one more level, because I just kept working out how to get quicker and quicker at throwing things through the quickest path throughout the house. And as it goes on, they add little extra bits and pieces like multiple floors, button switches that do different things. Like you have to actually find a way to. There was one house that's completely boarded up except for one entrance, and you have to work out how to do it.
I live there, telling people to stay the hell out.
So, and you have like ghosts running around that try and stop you from moving stuff for some reason. It's actually quite a fun game. I do recommend if anybody has a few hours to kill.
So you're never going back to Streets of Rage? You're just totally.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Part of me is waiting, like you said, for that netcode to be fixed, so you and I can go and see if we can like infinite loop combo some people.
No, they took those out. Sorry. Well, we'll find the corner infinites. They took those out. There were plenty of those during the.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way.
Life finds a way. Gotcha.
There's a way.
Yep. Life finds a way, and people who know how to break a game will find a way. But so I've been playing Moving Out. That's pretty much my main one this week. I'm still very, very far behind on Final Fantasy VII.
You're never going to beat that game.
I'm probably not. Let's face it. At this point, I'm probably not.
Not going to do that spoiler cast because he won't finish the game. Damn it.
No, you can do your spoiler casts if you like. I don't. At this point, I probably watched more of the game than I have played it. So,
damn it.
It's a shame, though. It's so much fun.
I know. It's just like it's just other things keep coming up, and got articles to write and stuff like that. Because we got all that type of stuff and schoolwork and all that other fun stuff.
You gotta get to the end so you can complain about the ending.
No, I don't.
How much it stinks.
No, don't wanna.
No, okay, that's fine.
but like I've been having other issues. Like I completely mangled a PS3 hard drive caddy.
Yep, you did, and you're still pissed off about that.
Yeah, because I fucking mangled it. And it's like Sony are like, yeah, you can swap out the hard drives, but we're going to make it impossible to do because we're going to screw the screws in so fucking tight. The only way to do it is to wreck the fucking caddy. It's like,
so basically, you're screwed because you just fucked up the screws.
Yeah, I had to order in another caddy just so I could see if this hard drive I bought will actually fucking run, which I don't think it's going to. Which means I have to buy yet another hard drive. Yay!
Well, it's better than buying another PlayStation 4, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's just multiple consoles in this house isn't exactly a problem. It's like we got to come
household. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Well, the little lady, she has her own PS3, and now she's bought a Switch. She got one the other day because she was like, I want to play Switch, but I don't want to play yours. I want to play on my own. I'm like, okay, let's go out and buy one then.
No, to be honest, you were like, you can't touch my Switch. Get your own.
No. I said to her if she wants to get it, then she can get it out of her own money. I said, look, if you want to play the games, that's fine. Grab the games, and I'll set you up an account. She said, no, I want my own. Okay. So she went out and bought one, and she hasn't played it yet. She's been too busy playing The Sims 4 because I put that on her laptop, and she's like, "Oh my god,
The Sims." Yep. No, we shall not mention The Sims.
So
Sims are bad.
But it's like I've got another. I literally have another PS4 sitting here on the floor, doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, trading! You can trade that bad boy in.
I would, but the firmware is $2. But the firmware is still back at 4.5.
Nobody cares about that anymore, man. Come on. We're done.
Hey. Modding, man.
Modding's old. Modding's a thing of the past. Nobody cares.
What? So you're not going to mod your 3DS now that the servers are going down?
No, not going to. I really don't care. I mean, there's a reason my 3DS and my wife's 3DS have been sitting on the counter or the bookshelf for months on end. There's a reason for that. It's
called the Switch.
Yes. Which killed the 3DS the moment it came out.
Which I said that when that first came out. Yeah, everybody was like,
regardless of what Nintendo said.
They'll support the 3DS for a long time to come. Yeah,
sure did. They sure did.
For like 2 minutes.
Hey, it's dead. Okay. But come on, let's get to gaming news. We've been talking about this long enough.
All right, let's go.
So what are we going to talk about first? What do we got on docket first?
I believe it's 31 and 10 seconds for the timestamp.
Yep.
Well, we might as well talk the big gaming news, which was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Finally, run like a Viking, smash things like Viking.
Finally, officially announced. Thank
Male or
you.
female Viking.
Finally, officially, unofficially, we definitely didn't see this coming announced. Yeah.
Hey, now people can stop saying, "Hey, it's not coming," because it's totally coming. We got Assassin's Creed with Vikings, and spoiler: the Hidden Blade is back, and the dude has all his fingers. I seen somebody get mad about that.
It's also up here now. It's not on the wrist. They don't hide it, even though it's hidden.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think about the trailer?
It looks about as appropriate as a Viking Assassin's Creed would be. You know,
are you excited?
People stabbing for it. No, I am. I mean, I liked Odyssey. Don't get me wrong. It's a game that's freaking huge that I've never beat because it's freaking huge and there's too many other games. But at the same time, what I did play of it, which I was actually surprised. Let me bring up my hour count on that game because I was surprised at how much I actually did play of it and how far I got in because I did not get very far, but I was up to 49 hours. I think I'm on like the second or third chapter.
I think I'm further than that, but the problem with that game, it's just like I had with Skyrim and The Witcher 3, is you have your main objective, but there's like all these other side quests, and it's like, well, I'm going to do the side quest, and then I can't be asked to go back to the main quest. So it's like,
yeah,
and then I just stop playing it.
And like for some reason, like Odyssey does it the worst because it's literally like, here's this map that you have, and you see your tiny little island, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you zoom out, and then you zoom out, and then you zoom out, and it's just the map is huge.
The boat battles are fun.
Yeah. There's over like 50 islands or something. Like it's insane. It's the biggest map that they've ever had, or kind of. But yeah, it's insane. But I am excited for this one because for one thing, Vikings. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The conquest battles are probably going to be even bigger now. Because, well, Vikings again, but it seems really cool. All the stuff that they kind of showed or talked about so far seems really interesting, and it's another reason to go back to Assassin's Creed again. So,
how about the fact that 15 studios have worked on this game? 15.
That can be either
crazy.
A very good or a very bad thing.
That is just
I reckon it's just going to be. I reckon if they've had to put that much development time in and that many studios to work on it, then there's obviously this is going to be an absolutely fucking massive game.
Yeah, that's what when I heard 15 studios, I was like, well, this game is going to be worse than Odyssey. Thanks, guys.
I mean, considering how far Vikings went out, like we're talking like all of Northern Europe. You know, like a condensed version, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I was hyped watching the trailer because that battle scene with like the big armored knight coming in, he's just like, I'm gonna throw axes into you and see what happens, and then pulls out the blade and just like, yep, you're shivved, mate.
Yeah.
The armored warriors totally should have won. That's a classic case of being confident. Like, you know what? Just kill him. Stop playing with your damn food, please.
Yeah.
Kill him.
But it's like,
Jeez.
I'm afraid that there's going to be like some sort of like village resource management subsystem or something in this game that you're going to have to do in order to expand and shit like that. I'm like, I don't want that. I just want to go out.
Yeah.
I just want to be this big group of fuck off Vikings that walk around and destroy things because Odin says so. I don't know.
Odin is with us. Yeah, I don't know.
And then there's the usual Assassin's Creed bullshit with the Templars and the Crusaders, and
you can't get away from that. You literally cannot get away from that.
You can't get away from that goddamn story.
Nope.
And it's like, this once again, it's like, are we syncing up with some like historical thing? Da 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 da. I'm like, no, just give me just go. Hey, all right, the opening scene is, hey, we put your guy in the whatever machine, the Animus or whatever they're using these days, and you got to go back and you got to be this Viking guy. And it's like, let's just spend the entire game as the Viking, and then only let it be like a finale thing when it comes back to that story about the Templars and all that shit.
You sound like somebody who would be excited for Layla coming back.
I'd be excited for just stomping around as a big fuck off Viking swinging axes going, fuck you, give me your women.
I was hoping for you to say, who's Layla?
Well, yeah, that also is a question, yeah. But I really don't want to make that obvious because I'll be honest, my experience with Assassin's Creed probably stopped at Brotherhood. So
yeah, you're out there.
I played 1-2 in Brotherhood and went, yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry. But like, I just want that big fuck off Viking experience, But then again, at the same time, I can't really be the whole misogynistic thing because they are doing the right thing and putting females as a flexible part of the character, which is historically accurate because the Viking women were just as tough as the men. So, but at the same time, it's like, yeah,
but I can't get a statue of the woman.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that sort of annoyed me a bit too. It was like the devs came out and said, yes, we are going to have a selectable Viking woman in this as a character template and everything else when the character's done, and you can play as her and everything else, and it's the same style story, rah rah rah. But take a look at the advertising. Take a look at the cover art. Yep. Take a look at the collector's edition stuff. It's all centered around the male version of the Avatar.
Yeah, I would have rather be able to just select the female version of the CE or the male version.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's like, if you're going to put out a statue, why not put out a statue that has both the male and female Viking on it?
Exactly. How hard could it be?
Or make it a choosable version where you have one as the male, one as the male, one as the female. That type of thing. We are in that age of gender equality and everything else. And yeah, you go.
What? No, that does not exist. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't according to the feminists. But like, anything a man can do, a woman can do just as well. Hell, I'm all for that. You can do it. That's one thing I've always preached. But I think it's getting to that point where it's like, you got to be careful about how you step around these things in advertising. So if you're going to put a female character as a choice as your lead, don't put the male on everything else. Make a cover that's got both of them on there, or make reversible covers that have one.
I hope
one
enough people complain about this that they actually change that up.
For the first time, I'm with you on that. I'm hoping, like, the first time, the internet idiots that jump up and down about this on both sides of the fence, both the misogynistic man beards that live in their basements and the social justice lefty.
I like it down there.
Yeah, but you did so by choice because it's quieter and away from the kids.
You also don't hate women.
Exactly.
Oh, I love my women. I love my women.
There you go.
Oh, you have to, because she beat your ass.
No, I mean, I love women in general, but yeah, she likes hitting me. Call 911, please.
No, don't call 911. She's actually a lovely woman when she's not angry.
I do hope they do a thing, though, similar to how Odyssey did it, where they're both a main character. So like, kind of like, I mean, spoilers, but one of them is a protagonist, one of them is an antagonist.
Yeah, they said that the story is going to play out for both of them when you choose female, male.
So basically, whoever's not in the main player character role is like either their best friend or their second in command or something is the other character.
I really need to go back and beat Odyssey. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm a finish Odyssey.
I need to do that too, but I'm also stuck in a 100-hour RPG at the moment, so I'll be back eventually.
Maybe I should track down a copy of this Odyssey, because I think it's going pretty cheap at the moment. So
if there's anything I will say, and I'm not going to preach for too long, is that you should play Revelations, because I think that's the most underrated game in the entire series, easily.
Think so?
Because I can't think of any other prime example. Because if I try to argue that the first Assassin's Creed is the most underrated, I will immediately think of how bad that game is in a lot of ways. But I think Revelations is the most underrated for a number of reasons. Just because, it gives a perfect swan song for Ezio, and among other things, it kind of perfects a lot of some of the stuff that was introduced in Brotherhood in a lot of ways. And I don't know. I think it's worth going at, especially for the story stuff, because that was kind of where they finally were heading towards this big narrative boom that didn't really end very well in 3. But all the lead up to it, I thought they did a really good job with all of the crazy lore that they've been setting up for however long. It actually kind of made sense and was genuinely interesting, at least to me. But I mean, then they ruined it with 3, so I'm you don't have to go any further than that. But
I'm just, as you can see, I'm pretty much off screen at the moment. I'm going through my stack of
He's
Xbox
missing
360 games.
Is he going to show us another game again? Yes, he is.
No, I'm trying to work out what I've got, because this little stack of games that I have, as I knock over.
That does not sound like little. It sounds like a lot, dude.
At least 15 just fell on the floor just now.
Well, it's I've got that, so so it's 1, 2, Brotherhood.
Yeah, he's got 3 too many games. You've got too many.
So
games,
hey, I can't help it. They're friggin' cheap. Xbox 360 games.
That one has the wrapper on it still, sir. You haven't even played that game.
Which one?
Whatever one was still in the wrap.
There's probably the first one.
No?
There was one still in the wrap, dude. I totally saw it.
Open.
It was shiny.
Open.
Then I'm going blind.
You might have thought that one, but that's because the cover itself is shiny.
It's also green.
Oh, is that the Steelbook 3?
No, that's the standard, but the front of the cover is shiny.
Yeah.
So it's I've got those that I could go and play, but I'll have a look and see if I can find Revelations as well.
So pretty much, we're all excited for Valhalla.
Pretty much. I think it'll be cool.
What platforms?
Now that's the big question.
Yippers.
Mm-hmm.
PC for life, baby.
I am too, but I'll buy it on Uplay. I won't complain.
You don't want it on Epic Game Store?
Not really. I have the Epic Game Store for one thing and one thing only, and that was Control. And I think that's on Steam now, isn't it?
Did it go to Steam yet? I think it may have, or it's coming soon.
Yeah, that was the only reason I could literally go in and uninstall that client now. I don't have another reason for it.
No, it's not on Steam yet.
Oh, it's not?
Nope. August. It's coming in August.
Interesting.
Looked like it was supposed to be soon. It got pushed back, it looks like.
Side tangent, did you ever play the expansion for Control? And is it worth it?
I haven't, and I have not, because I had so many things to take care of. But everybody's saying that the DLC, the expansion is phenomenal.
Okay.
Completely phenomenal.
Cool.
Okay.
So I should probably go back and do that as well.
Should I bother getting Rogue and Black Flag?
No.
I like Black Flag, but it's a pirate game. It's not an Assassin's Creed.
Yar. So, no.
Something to keep in mind. I like it a lot, but it's very clearly very different.
Okay, so what about Syndicate?
I have no comment on Syndicate.
Not really. It's just fine. It's really something you could pick up last minute or whatever. Yeah.
So like you're saying, go play Odyssey and enjoy yourself until Valhalla comes out.
Yeah. That'd be the best approach.
Go do that.
I'll do
I
it.
will say I got lucky. I didn't have to buy Odyssey because I got into the the Google Project Stream beta.
Oh, nice, very cool.
And then they eventually gave it to everybody who participated for free. So I got a free copy of that. So I was like, all right, thanks Google for that.
Very cool.
All right, moving on. So everybody knows by now The Last of Us Part 2 was leaked, and there's a bunch of videos still floating on the internet that show various things. Some show gameplay. I think some shows some cinematic. Was the entire game spoiled?
There were some pretty big story beats as far as I know. If anything, like as much of the story that could have been leaked was leaked, at the very least. I didn't even try to look into it because I personally don't want to get spoiled, so I didn't. But yeah, from what I have heard, pretty much the majority, if not the entire plot, with major story beats has been leaked. Yeah.
Initially, I was intrigued, but then I was like, you know what? No thanks. I don't care because I've already got the collector edition prepaid, and I already said I'm taking off an entire week from work to play this game. I did not want to be spoiled. I did not want to ruin the efforts of Naughty Dog, and no matter what people say about Neil Druckmann, because people don't like the guy.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't like the guy. A lot of people love the guy.
I'd say the people who don't like him are just the people who are like you put all these like complex characters from different gender backgrounds just to appease the normies or whatever. I don't know. It's only that people, you know. I feel like there's no like other, you know, for the general public, there's no like.
There were people getting pissed off about
him,
the crunch.
You know?
And I was like, crunch is in almost every major game. I can't say anything about that right now.
Not saying it's good. That's not all him though, you know. It's not just
as much as we hate crunch, it is a part of the system, regardless of.
So trying to explain it to people, which is useless. So I just don't fight anymore. I'm like, all right, whatever, sure, okay. So
there's crunch time in every single industry on the planet. So it happens. Just deal with it. If you don't like it, shut the fuck up. If you don't want to be a part of it, quit your job and find something else.
Words to live by. So no, I did not spoil myself, and I don't think anybody else should have. But that's neither here nor there. But Sony did come back and say, "Hey, we found the guy or guys who did it," and it was not
nothing to do with the company or the PR companies.
Was not a disgruntled employee whatsoever. It was an outside party,
which is interesting to hear.
It's going to be a bad time for that person or persons because Sony is going to sue you guys into oblivion. It's not even going to be funny.
And know if they might even get arrested.
Oh, they're definitely going to get arrested.
Yeah, well, I don't even think they would sue. I feel like there would be an investigation. If they find him, they'll just.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
There'll be investigation and.
Sony says they have him. Sony says they have him. In a statement, they said SIE has identified the primary individual responsible for the unauthorized release of The Last of Us Part 2 assets. They are not affiliated with Naughty Dog or SIE. We are unable to comment further because the information is subject to an ongoing investigation. We look forward to when The Last of Us Part 2 will be in your hands, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not a person, it is persons.
It makes me wonder, why did they feel the need to tell us all of that, you know? Because if they could have easily just wrote it off and said, you know, there's an investigation underway. You know, why did they feel the need to say specifically that it was someone specific and we caught them? You know, like red-handed, like
because certain gaming industry individuals were saying that it was people from Naughty Dog.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, even then, like, I guess. Because, like, even Neil specifically would come out and say, like, oh, it was nobody on our team. There's no way. You know,
nobody would believe him because they were like damage control.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't know. I just feel like it's like trying to perpetuate an animosity that doesn't need to be there. But that's just me. I mean.
No, it's true. I just think it's just clearing the air and saying, you know what, guys, you were wrong. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know they got him.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the person. I mean, I don't feel bad, but this is potentially something that could, I mean, I don't say it could ruin your life, but if you're facing jail time and they ask you, why are you in jail? I leaked the
leaked the video game.
You look at you like, what? What? I killed a guy. I robbed the bank. I leaked the game.
I don't know. Somebody would be like, corporate espionage.
Yeah, I would do that. I
They'll
would
find
say
a good
that.
word for it. Yeah,
that sounds better. That sounds completely better.
Make it sound worse than what it really is, just so you get a bit of street cred.
Yeah, it's just
But supposedly, like, it wasn't just The Last of Us 2 that got, like, supposedly somebody leaked a big part of Cyberpunk.
It was something from E3 last year that they leaked. It was something that was recorded already. So it's not like we didn't already see it or know about it. So they decided now is a great time to go ahead and release it. It's the time of the leaks again, I guess. You see, I don't know. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of spotlight.
Criminal time.
Yeah, and it's you leaking. I mean, we talk about this every year. Every year, it's like around the same time, and it's the same thing. Exhibit A leaks a game. People get pissed off. Other people get happy. The person gets caught. We talk about it, and then it just goes away. And then it comes right back again. It's like leaks are part of the gaming industry, unfortunately, and people just won't learn.
Especially now that we've hit May, they usually do start becoming a bit more common. It's because at this time, this is when they're usually sending stuff to E3.
Yeah, it's exactly when it starts up. Right before E3 last year, we had a crap ton of leaks. And by the time E3 came, it was like, oh, we already knew about that. Thanks. And they're doing it right now. So it's like, whatever, I guess.
I think to me, the biggest impact is the sheer size of the leak. Because, I mean, like, there's a lot of gameplay floating around. I just looking around, like, general stuff, not trying to spoil myself. Like, there, like, you can tell just, like, aesthetically, like, many different points of the game are out there. Whereas, like, you know, like, leaks before E3 and stuff, there'll be like a shady gameplay video somewhere here or there, and there's plenty of that. But, like, I think it, like, to me, it boils down to the fact that we're in this shelter in place thing that people, if they're going to leak something, are going to find a ton of stuff. Just because of the nature of people working from home, I assume, like, there's going to be tons of files spread out across, you know, personal computers, things like that, personal networks. So I imagine a lot of it's just like, you know, they get their information from somebody's network, somebody's at home, and like at the same time, this is a game that was like supposed to come out pretty soon. When was their release date? I think it was supposed to already be out by now, right?
It was already supposed to be released. It got delayed a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just like it's a big deal for this one only because there's just so much out there, like from a game that's not even out yet, and you know other games and stuff. It's just been like, here's a shady gameplay video,
and not even that.
This thing exists.
This is Sony's premiere, possibly their last, not their last, but their biggest hurrah before the PlayStation 5 hits. I mean, you got Ghost of I pronounced that completely wrong, Tsushima. But that's not going to be as big as The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
This is the last biggest game from Sony. With Cyberpunk coming out being right along the same time as the new consoles are coming out. So.
Yeah, well, it's like I just wish that they'd spoil something that I'm actually really wanting to know about at this point. It's like Cyberpunk, I got to see bits and pieces of it at PAX last year.
Lucky you, you never got it.
And that got me hyped. So I got to speak with one of the developers, which you can see on our YouTube channel right here on this little YouTube channel that we have.
YouTubers.
And you know, I got to talk a little bit also off camera about what goes on because what they were allowed to say on camera was very restricted. But it's like I'm hyped for the game, but the thing is, I've seen what I've needed to see. I know about that. I don't really want to spoil any further. The Last of Us, that's my fiance's game. She loves that. I really couldn't care less.
You need to be on that, dude. Wait, have you not played the first one?
I have not played the first one. My fiance plays it when she gets around to it.
You gotta play it.
No, because all I get when I play that game is I get memories of press X to Jason.
No, it's not even like that. No,
not even close.
I know it's not like that, but that's the vibe I get from it. And I'm just like, no, I can't take something so goddamn slow.
It's not slow. It's not. It is.
I watched the fiance play through the first
it's
couple
not
hours
that slow.
It's slow.
It is about as fast as Uncharted is.
Well, I don't play Uncharted either, so.
Jeez, you're missing out on some good gaming, man.
I know I've got them all thanks to PlayStation Plus, but I still don't play them. Like I'm wanting to find out more about this fucking new Batman game that's coming out from Rocksteady.
Nope.
I want my Batman, goddammit.
Nope. We've been waiting on that for how many years now? just forget about it. Just forget about it. Pay no attention.
If it's Court of Owls, I'm in. That's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. If it's Court of Owls, I'm down.
Do not bring up their name. Do not talk about them. Do not look at them. Ignore them. And then they'll go, you know what? People are not listening to us anymore. People are ignoring us now. Maybe we should talk about this game now. Just ignore them completely.
Hey! At least we know. At least we know what's coming from Nintendo. A whole heap of Super Mario remasters.
You know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Me neither. A new version of
I'm down to play
Mario
some Sunshine
64?
again.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know about Sunshine.
You take that back, you fucking heathen.
Hey, Sunshine is okay.
I literally played that game for like 2 hours.
You want to play Sonic 06, my friend.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
I don't know about that. I would never play that game.
But you know what? I'd be down for playing some Super Mario Galaxy again. Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, hell yes. Give me
please.
more Galaxy. Give me Galaxy.
I never played Galaxy.
Oh, you're missing out on some good gaming.
That's my gaming sin of the evening.
See, we're all missing something. We're not all like Keith who gets to sit there and play games all day.
I was one of the select few of like a few hundred people who didn't have a Wii when they were. Well, I wasn't even growing up at that point. I guess it was still in my teenage years. So I don't know. But yeah,
I was lucky enough. My cousin had the Galaxy games, and when I stay over at his place, we played the Galaxy game, so I got to play it that way.
Yeah,
but I reckon play it on the Switch would be pretty cool.
I remembered why. I remember why I didn't get a Wii because I primarily liked Zelda. That was the only like Nintendo franchise that I liked, and because Twilight Princess was on the GameCube, I was like, all right, I don't need a Wii.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes whole sense.
Yeah, and plus if you play Twilight Princess, then all you're doing is playing friggin' what was it? Not the one before Majora's Mask.
Oh, Wind Waker.
No, the one 60, the one on the 64.
Oh, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that. You know, the game they've been remaking ever since they put that one out.
Hey, Wind Waker's awesome. All right.
Yeah,
I love that game.
I actually quite liked Wind Waker, and what was the one with the train?
Spirit
Tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind that one either. Okay, but then again, I liked them on the DS. So
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. So E3 2020 is canceled. Yes, I'm eating a lightsaber. Kind of hard to talk now, but since this show has been canceled, there's been a bunch of shows rising up to replace it. We've got one from IGN. We've got one from GameSpot. I almost said GameSpot, and then a brand new one from Jeff Keighley. Somebody take this one so I can finish his lightsaber.
I think. Well, I was going to jump right into discussion, but I think it's just funny because it's like it's almost as if like IGN took the wind out of E3 sales almost immediately, and then everybody else is just like, let's kill E3, like, and just release their own version of it. And now it's just like, okay, well, there's going to be no reason for E3 anymore if literally everyone has their own show now. Because I mean, think about it: how many people are going to do this one and done and be like, all right, we'll just not do this next year. We'll give it back to the ESA.
No,
they're not going to do that.
No, I'm sorry. E3 as we know it is dead, buried. And can't be resurrected. No matter how many.
It doesn't help that the ESA leaked a bunch of people's information too. You know, not a great thing either.
The only problem I have with this, like with IGN doing it and then GameSpot doing one and everything else, is that it's led to what I was thinking was going to happen when they announced that E3 was dead. Was that we're going online, but every single site is going to have their own different version.
Yeah,
it's like how much crossover are we going to have? How much doubling up are we going to have?
Here's my thought.
My original thought would have been these websites should have fucking thought about this ahead of time and go, let's work together to present a massive online conference.
Nope, can't do that.
But no, they can't because egos.
Exactly. Well, not even that, because we want market share. It literally will not happen.
Good old money.
It will not happen.
The only person I could think of who would
the other ones?
Yeah.
No.
The only person I could think of who would do that would be Jeff Keighley. But I mean, he it's like it's still his show.
Even then, yeah, Keighley would have to run it and do everything himself.
So let's talk about this real quick. So we got the first one that was announced was IGN Summer of Gaming. It's going to be they haven't announced everything, if I have to be honest with you. They mentioned a couple of names that are going to be like 2K, CG Project Red, which recently added Square Enix, Sega, Bandai Namco, Amazon, Google Stadia, Y, Digital, Devolver Digital, and there's more going to be added. They haven't said the dates.
So it sounds like they've picked up all the third-party companies so far. Like
Keith shakes his head.
No?
Nope. So we don't know much about it. They just said keep checking back. We'll let you know more about it later. Then there's GameSpot's Play for All, which is pretty much going to take place I think this one's going to take place all summer. It's going to be a multi-week event, they say. This one also has those same names plus more. More people. Perfect World Entertainment, Private Division, Sega. There's a lot more indie companies in there too. CD Projekt Red is on there. Bethesda's on there. 11-Bit's on there. Deep Silver's on there. So they've actually had more people announced for this one compared to IGN's. And then you got Jeff Keighley's, who you knew was going to do this even before E3 was officially dead, because when they were like, you know what, we're not attached to E3 anymore, we're done. The second he said that, you should have put one and one together and realized that he was already putting together his own show. Yeah. The fact that it's all digital now, it's like even better because, hey, we got the experience for this. We can do this.
Even with like the Game Awards and stuff too, like you could see the writing on the wall that like the Game Awards, you know, whether you like them or not, have been very successful. So he's clearly going to try and do more. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
So this one is the biggest one so far. They don't have as many people announced, but what they do have and what coincides with rumors is pretty big. So 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco, Blizzard will be here, CD Projekt Red, EA, Microsoft, Square Enix, Riot Games, Steam, Warner Brothers. So, and PlayStation. PlayStation is the only one. This is the only one's going to have PlayStation and Warner Brothers, which means you may hear about the new Batman games that we just talked about. And this likely will be the first time we get to see the PlayStation 5. This starts in this month and will continue up until August, which means it will be going through May, June, July. And the rumored PlayStation showing it's supposed to be towards the end of May, early June, excuse me. So we may just see the PlayStation 5 at this new Summer Game Fest.
Which would be very interesting, considering they debuted the Series X last year at Game Awards. So it's like, you know, they are all of a sudden maybe swinging their big bat at Jeff Keighley this time to essentially say like, okay, Xbox did their thing. Now we're going to get the world's attention with us. And so it's like, yeah, I mean, I only see one problem with just all of these shows in general to me, in that it's something that's going to make a lot of smaller devs struggle. And I've been kind of thinking about this a lot, and you talking about it has joggled my brain about it a little bit. Is that
what's that?
I think indie developers, smaller developers are going to struggle a lot this summer in terms of because like before it used to be that Xbox and PlayStation had their conferences, Nintendo had their conferences and everything, and Nintendo still does a great job, and I'm sure they'll be like the better end of the stick for this problem. But I think the main problem with this is that since everything's getting split up, all these AAA developers and publishers that we're talking about going to IGN, going to GameSpot, going to Jeff Keighley's show, it's like they don't have that same platform on Xbox's conference, on PlayStation's conference or coverage in general that they did last E3s to, you know, get their game out there. Because a lot of the times, just like an average consumer, if they're going to watch the trade show, they're going to think, okay, I want more PlayStation games for my PlayStation. And they go there. And like before it'd be like, oh, this is a cool indie game that's going to be on my PlayStation. I'm going to go buy it. Now it's going to turn into, oh, okay. So IGN and GameSpot and all these media outlets and the Game Awards and stuff are going to be happening. Their Summer Gaming Fest. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to look for the games that I'm interested in already. it's not going to be more of like, oh, I'm going to go and there's going to be this indie game featured at the Game Awards show, or IGN's going to focus specifically on this indie game that has a really cool concept or whatever, because it's going to turn into this catering to the AAA, because that's what's going to get the most clicks, and it just like it turns into this thing where like it's just going to be even harder, whereas E3 before it was still hard for them, but at least the console makers conferences would give them a chance. You know what I mean?
To that, I think the indies will flock to the Summer Game Fest, only because they also announced that on top of this, they're working with Xbox. They've already confirmed that Xbox and Steam to provide limited time demos and trials, which means indie developers can also get their games out there with a little spotlight as well. The other two, not so much. Those are definitely all AAA, but the Game Awards show has always been friendly towards indies, and I think that trend is going to continue into this.
Yeah, and
again, giving people access to demos and trials before they're even available, which means, hey, I got this great game coming out. Can I put it on your show? Or even not even on the show, can I be part of the trials or the demos?
Yeah, and I want to hope so too. I just feel like the thing with all of these announcements so far has just been, here's this AAA company that we're working with. Here's this AAA company that we're working with. And it's just like, at least from an indie perspective, it doesn't give a good impression, because it just feels like they're kind of catering to who's going to pay them the most money to show themselves off, and it's just like, it feels bad. And like, I'm worried, but optimistic in a way that I don't think it will be a problem, but it just seems more and more likely that something like this could happen.
And not to mention, this whole coronavirus is already causing issues for not just the entire game industry, but indie developers are getting hurt. They can't go out to these events anymore. They can't show off their games. They don't have the advertising and marketing, so they're already taking a hit. Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword too, because like even with all of the time now, if people are spending more time at home, then they're playing more indie games too. So it's kind of like that newer games are going to struggle more, but I'm sure people who have more time will be willing to read into a review of an indie game that they may have saw once and were curious about, and so like I feel like more of the established indie developers will get their games played, but at the same time, smaller stuff is going to have a hard time getting out there.
Yeah, agreed. I agree. Yeah. So do you think, and you mentioned it before, Carl, but do you think that it's going to be an issue with overlap? Because at one point or another, all three shows are going to happen around the same time.
Yeah, well, that's always been my main issue with stuff like this is, as you said, going through the list and everything, there are going to be developers that are going to end up on both shows. And I really it's like, okay, so we're going to hear the same thing out of multiple things. Does that mean we're going to see multiple presentation, or is it like IGN's going to stream one and then GameSpot does the same stream on the day, or
that's a good question. We don't know.
Days later, how much of the information is going to be different between the two? Is like some stuff going to be exclusive to one group, it's going to be exclusive to another, even though you have them both listed. It raises too much stuff, like too many questions and too many chances for overlap, and I just wish that everybody wasn't just so egotistical and want that market share and just like sort of work together with stuff like this, because that's what E3 was. It was regardless of who you were with, whether you were at IGN, GameStop, or I used to love watching stuff through game trailers back in the day. Stuff like that. It'd all be the same. It would be the same stuff because everybody was doing it because it was E3. Now it's become just like everything else. It's like the streaming market. It's so segmented.
Oh yeah.
That like it's gonna drive people away. I think this is going to be a really bad online experiment, personally. And yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm not looking forward to it because.
Come on, that gives it a chance to hang out and talk about games. We don't have E3.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Will we have that chance to hang out?
Sure.
Because with everything coming exclusively to like IGN, GameStop, etc., we're now going to be way behind the 8 ball.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. This has been like this for a while. I mean, like look at a company talking to IGN at the beginning.
Well, true, but
IGN first.
at least with the streams, we had a chance to be on par with the companies, with the other companies. Sure, we're having they might have gotten some, press releases or something beforehand they can throw up straight away. But when it was coming to streaming, we'd all sit like this. We'd watch, we'd have a good laugh, we'd get the stories up at the same time, or at least a few minutes after the big names. Now, the big names have this massive advantage, and it's going to hurt the smaller sites trying to get the news. Because why bother coming to a smaller site when the places that now have that exclusive content have all the information beforehand and put it up the millisecond it gets.
I mean, I don't want to go into that, but hopefully people come to the sites because they like the personalities. I mean, that's why you go to most sites. You like the people.
I do agree with you saying there, Carl.
Please like us, please.
I did. I agree, because I did recognize that there is like at least a tiny bit of a like an ethical dilemma there, because like a prime example is IGN saying that they're having their summer gaming event and then putting out an IGN news article saying that an IGN gaming event has been announced. You know what I mean? So it's like you see that and you get this idea of like, okay, so they themselves, a media outlet that covers games, now has an exclusive show about games that are new and coming out. And it's just like, okay, so they're kind of controlling it in their own way, you know. Like you get inklings of something ethically where you have to wonder, like, okay, this is kind of turning into like the enthusiast press, like I guess stereotype is that, you know, it's like they're trying to control it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally.
Or at least it's getting there, you know. So I agree there. I definitely think that there's like a centralization problem where it's just it kind of turns into, all right, who's gonna, you know, take all the stuff for themselves, basically, and who's going to get it out there first.
I mean, to be honest, though, do you think I mean, as a smaller outlet dealing with this kind of stuff, do you think the big sites care? Do you think the developers and the PR companies that work with them care? I mean, for the PR,
they should, yes,
they should, but for the PR, all they care about is, hey, this big company is talking about our stuff. We're getting it out there. That's it.
Yeah.
Even though that's not the best way to go about it. We've talked about this dilemma for months, years. It's still an ongoing thing. And you're right. The fact that IGN and GameSpot is doing it, they are controlling the narrative. They can withhold as much information as they want until the day of. Or they can get exclusive rights. So, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. I just feel like this is only going to make the problem worse if there is a problem. You know what I mean? Because it just gives them an opportunity to take it for themselves, and it comes into that.
Agree.
It comes into that area where it's like you have to. If you think about it a little bit, it seems like there could be a problem there. I'm not going to say there is one now, because I mean, we don't really know yet. First of all, and second of all, it's been happening with E3 for a while anyway. So
yeah,
but yeah.
Wow, look at the time, guys! Didn't think we would be on this long. Good, jeez. We're not gonna talk about Final Fantasy.
What happens when we take a week off and
yeah. Too much to talk about. Yeah,
we're not going to talk about Final Fantasy this week because we want to get everybody together. Even if we do it, because I think the hype for Final Fantasy is kind of dying out. Yeah, everybody knows about the ending.
It's all about Streets of Rage 4 now.
Hint, spoiler. It's not Sephiroth. It's totally not him. It's not him. I'll leave it at that.
It's not him. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Who wants to take a bet on how many other episodes of Final Fantasy we'll get, and when we'll get the next one?
Well, I reckon we're looking at least 4 to 5, and the next one won't be out until after the PS4.
4 to 5 months, 4 to 5 years,
4 to 5 games. I think.
I reckon 4 to 5 games, and since they've already got the graphics down and everything else, they've just got to sort of write and program the script. You're probably looking about another 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I think 3 or 5, because it's like a world of two extremes to me. I feel like if they put as much into 2 and 3 as like a gigantic open world and stuff like that, or if they take the approach of the third one is like a little bit shorter, kind of like the disc was on the original PlayStation, then like, yeah, 3 makes sense. They match it up with what they did previously. I get it. And it also doesn't feel like they're trying to milk it. But at the same time, if they're going to focus and expand on as much as they can, just like they did with the first game, then if they extend it out to 5, then obviously it'd be real bad. But
they took 10 hours and stretched it out to 30, 40 hours.
Yeah. I mean, considering like presumably the next episodes are going to be much more open-ended, considering the world has opened up now, technically, compared to Midgar, which was just a streamlined portion of it. And you can tell while you're playing the remake that it's very much like, here is the linear hallway that you are supposed to go through to be introduced to Final Fantasy VII, but we made it a little bigger now so that you can spend some more time and get to know characters that deserve some attention. But like now it's going to turn into, okay, well, are they going to do that with the open world portion of it from the original game? And are we going to be meeting all these characters, like all of the party members? We're going to have some new backstories now that may take up 10 to 15 hours each.
If they do that for every minor character, oh dear God.
Yeah.
That would be an issue. I mean, as much as I love what they did to Jesse and Wedge and Biggs, they can't do that for every character. They simply cannot do it.
They very well might. I mean, consider like one of the biggest backstories that I think about when I think of the original game is Red 13, because he gets like this huge backstory. You're talking to Budenhagen, you're talking about his father and his legacy and everything like that. Whereas like Sid is like, oh, I live in this town. I used to work for Shinra and I have a spaceship. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, let's get the ship, and then that's it. Yuffie lives in a town. She steals your stuff, and then you take it back, and then you leave with her. Like it's just like, what is that going to turn into if they have to craft these gigantic backstories for them now, and it turns into a couple, like 5 to 10 hours or 15 hours or more for each character, and then it's going to turn into huge. But I mean, for me personally, 3 is probably most realistic 3 games. And I would probably see 2022 for the next one easily.
All right. Before we go, there is one thing that I did want to touch base on, and it's actually not gaming related. So, people outside are really loud.
America sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
More people not listening to the whole "Stay the hell in your house." There's also people outside partying. Awesome. So we talked about this.
Like I said, wash your hands, glove, slap, come back out, remove glove, wash hands, stay home.
You get a weird sense of dopamine when you come back from that too.
Oh boy. So a couple of days ago, we found out some information about an upcoming Transformers animated movie that we aren't sure, Carl, if it takes place in the movie universe or something else. Now, this is completely separate from the Netflix animated show that's coming out in July, which oddly enough focuses on the origins of the Transformers. This new one will focus on the relationship between Optimus Prime and Megatron. Now, I had made a short video talking about this because I was confused, because there are a couple different Transformers. What's the word I'm looking for? Continualities, or am I saying that wrong? They changed up. They changed up the lore a couple different times. One, Optimus Prime was actually a dock worker called Orion Pax, and Megatron blew a hole in his chest, and he got rebuilt on Optimus Prime. There's another one where Orion Pax and Megatronus, before he was called Megatron, worked together, and then something caused the rift. There's just so many different timelines where they changed up so many things. So this one's going to focus on those two being, I guess, friends and their relationship, and I'm assuming what caused the rift in the first place. But it's interesting to find out about this, because this was being kicked around, but it started getting fast-tracked because the next Transformers movie is delayed because of COVID-19. So they're trying to push out this animated movie a lot sooner. Now, a couple people told me that this movie is coming out in June 24, 2022. So we're not saying it's anytime soon. No time soon. But I'm sure we're going to see and hear more about this movie in the upcoming months. Now, the fact that it's an animated movie, I'm pretty excited for it. as long as it's good animation and it's not going to be hand drawn. So if you're thinking it's going to be hand drawn, forget it. That's not happening. When they say animated, we're talking CG.
I'm talking Michael Bay, baby.
No, we're not getting that.
I'm kidding.
Don't do that. Think of Transformers Prime. If it's in the vein of Transformers Prime, great. I'm happy. I'm all for it because I think that is one of the better CG shows, Transformers wise, they've done. Now, if they do it better, great. Like, what was that last movie I watched that was CG and really good? Altered Carbon Resleeved. That's not bad. Have you watched that yet, Carl? Probably not.
No.
It's Altered Carbon is a Netflix series, but they made a CGI movie off of it as well. It's actually pretty good. Give it a try if you get a chance. But yeah, somebody's telling me that I should check out the lore of the Covenant of Primus because it may explore that. And that's when Megatron and Orion Pax Optimus Prime were friends. So I guess I will go hunt that down and take a look at that. So I just thought that was something to talk about because I know there's a lot of Transformers fans here at the Outerhaven.
I apologize. I apologize if my eyes glazed over. I know nothing about Transformers.
It's cool. Me and Carl will more than pick up your slack. Trust me.
Okay.
We were talking about Transformers a couple of nights ago. Just talking about it. Yeah. I love Transformers. I think it's
I've actually just finished my archiving of the Transformers series. I actually found subbed versions of like Beast Wars Neo and Beast Wars 2, which were the Japanese exclusive series. But as long as it's not Movieverse junk, I'm quite happy for new stories to be told. The whole relationship.
See, that was a movie universe, and it wasn't bad.
It was, and it wasn't bad, and because Michael Bay didn't have his hands all over it like he does over Megan Fox.
And they used G1 Transformers.
Yeah, they actually decided to tie it back to G1 looking stuff.
Even though that one secret was not Starscream.
No. and to be honest, I've seen a bit of G1 storytelling told out in the video games.
Those don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I know.
They don't exist. They were delisted.
But the thing is, like, I've seen some great. There have been many great comic books that have been brought out by like IDW and that. The Megatron Origins series, which sort of goes back into Megatron's pre. Like, this is with the whole thing about calling him Megatronus and all that.
It's so weird calling him Megatronus and then watching, and then finally coming off of.
He's always been Megatron in every single series except for.
And then watching watching the Machinima Transformers and like, wait, Megatron are two completely different people. But there was actually a Transformer called Megatronius that got changed to Megatron. Like,
yeah, they're really trying to rebound the lore a lot.
Kind of sounds like Kingdom Hearts lore. I'm kidding. No,
it does. No, it totally does.
It's almost like they're bringing on different writers for different series. Who would have thought?
Xehanort plus Semnus plus. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's not go on that one, shall we? But yeah, like the Megatron Origins books through IDW, if you can find the trade paperback of that, is a really good read. It basically shows Megatron's rise to power from being a basic pit slave, where they used to have underground arena fights and stuff like that. And he builds his reputation as a gladiator, and eventually becomes a politician. And most of those type of stories do have him being friends with Orion Pax back in the day.
Before he blows a hole in him.
Before the whole thing split him apart, and then he blew a hole in his chest, and we got Optimus Prime. But yeah, like a lot of this stuff is very modernized lore too, so sort of take it with a grain of salt. Especially, like I wouldn't even like even the more modern stuff. Like I keep up with the Transformer comics from IDW because they did a really good job at sort of continuing and making a new sequel to the G1 series. But it's very weird at the moment because Megatron actually goes, "Hey, I did a lot of wrong. Man, I was fucked up. I'm sorry. Can I be an Autobot?"
He kind of does that in the Machinima episodes too. He's like, I did all this bad stuff. He says to Megatron, "I did all this bad stuff for you, and what the hell did you do for me? I'm done.
Yeah, and it's like, but in the comics, he is actually a full blown Autobot with the Autobot symbol on the chest and everything. That just looks weird. But
We could
yeah,
be here
like
all day talking about Transformers.
I'm definitely look for this new movie. If they're willing to make it like G1 inspired, and they're trying to bring some of the more modern lore into things, I'll give it a watch. I'll add it to the collection.
Same.
I'm not opposed to so much of it. It's just that the movie stuff, especially the second one, that second movie really, I pretend that doesn't exist if I can.
I pretend all of them don't exist.
To be honest, 1 and 3, Dark Side of the Moon, I actually don't mind those two, but everything else is just trash, with the exception of probably Bumblebee. So
Powerhouse is in the theater, though.
but that being said, any development company out there, you want to shock the shit out of us this year? You want to give us something to get hyped for? Transformers
game. Give me a Transformers game, please.
Give me a sequel to this. Sequel. What this?
It's devastation for those who can't see it.
Is that the most recent one? The one that everybody really liked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that one's phenomenal.
Yes, the one by Activision that, like, because I've got green screen, it makes Devastator look.
I tell everybody, it's basically Transformers with Bayonetta gameplay.
Yeah,
so
pretty
good.
much.
Interesting.
But the cell shading and everything that they use in that is absolutely phenomenal. If you can find a copy on like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store or something like that.
GameStop has tons of them.
Used. Yeah, GameStop, eBay, wherever you can find a copy of this. Go out, get it, play it.
Is it console only?
No, but you can't get it on PC anymore.
You can't get it on PC?
Nope.
Yeah, because I think Activision lost the rights or something like that to a whole heap of games at one point. It's like the Deadpool game.
Oh,
they let Activision had this big catalog of third party titles, and all of a sudden they just lost all the licenses, and they went, "Hey, we're pulling it off all the digital storefronts."
You can get a Transformers Devastation game code from somebody. If somebody has one, you can still redeem it. But yeah, you can't buy it off of Xbox or anything anymore. Steam, nothing.
No, so you're gonna have to go like GameStop or eBay.
eBay,
I'd probably say eBay. eBay is pretty cheap for them.
I bought mine from GameStop. I ordered one. I told you a couple days ago. I think it was like $12.
Yeah.
Wait for it to get here.
Yeah, I've got to say though, like if that's our recommendation of the week, Transformers Devastation. If you can get your hands on it, play it. It is a great game. Absolutely worth the.
You know what? I'm going to go out and say this. And this is probably the only time you ever hear me say it. If you can find a cracked version.
Yeah, even if you can find a PC cracked version, because digital.
You can't buy it anymore. And it's not like you don't want to give them money. It's like I want to give you the money, but I can't give you the money. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's not cool whatsoever. So yeah.
No.
And also if you want to pick it up on consoles, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are 60 frames per second 1080p. The PlayStation 4 version holds 60 frames per second consistently.
Yeah.
But the Xbox One has some frame drops, but the graphics are a little bit more sharper.
Yeah, so definitely get out, play it, and if any developer wants to try and find a way to make another one, please.
I would love to know who has the license.
At the moment,
because it sucks. Activision has 3 games. They have that one. They have the one from High Moon Studios, which is the War for Cybertron and the Fall of Cybertron.
As for Activision, surprisingly.
Oh, so they still have it. So what?
Oh no, hold on.
Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Infogrames.
That's Atari.
Okay. Hasbro has sold the digital gaming rights in the Transformers to Infogrames for $100 million. Oh no, that was years ago. Never mind. They apparently bought back the rights from Infogrames 15 years ago. Never mind.
Yeah, so nobody knows where the rights are, but that's fine. We can do the investigation. That'd be a good talking piece for another time, for another day. But we're going to go ahead and call this show for tonight. So as always, thank you for stopping by. And as always, if you have any questions and or comments, be sure to drop them into our comments here or stop by outerhaven.net. And of course, you can find the show wherever podcasts are, which is Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Audio Boom, and wherever podcasts are. So for Keith Mitchell, Rob, and Carl, thank you for stopping by. And if you're in North America, hell, if you're anywhere, please be safe. Don't be an idiot.
Play more video
home.
games. Play more
stay
video
home,
games.
man. I mean, just stay home. Put Legos together. Build a Gundam model. Go watch TV for your family or your friends. Zoom, even though Zoom is bad. Do some kind of video conference, something. Stay the hell in the house.
Discord.
I built Legos. I built Legos for the first time in over a decade. I built
he built Overwatch Legos.
And Overwatch Legos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Deaver and Reinhardt, so it used to be my old mates.
That's fair.
But the main one was the Batmobile, which I've got to go and buy that other
Batman
one.
smells and Joker got away.
That 1989 Lego replica of the first movie Batmobile.
The cool looking one.
Yeah, the one that's going to cost me nearly $500.
Yep, it's expensive here too.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Take care.
Later.